My freshman year, my high school coach, right after the tryout, sat us all down in the locker room. And he looked at each and every one of us. None of you are going to the NBA. You need to get that out of your head. My son, he played varsity 4 years. He averaged 20 points a game from his freshman year all the way to senior year. Broke all the school scoring records. They won a conference title. He was all city. He was all state. He didn't even sniff the NBA. None of you are even that. Damn. I was 14. I thought, yeah, okay. It's a cute speech, coach. But he ain't me. I really felt that way. I watched all these documentaries on NBA TV, on ESPN. All my favorite players would say the same thing. My junior, my senior year, I had a growth spurt and everything changed.
If you hadn't grown 6 inches, 7 inches,
Yeah.
did that change everything?
If I didn't grow 6, 7 inches, or even 2 or 3 inches.
Going to my senior year, I was 6'3". And then, obviously, my senior year, I was 6'10".
A literal case where a growth spurt saved a guy's life and made his dreams come true at the same time. Not bad for a guy that was 5'2" as a freshman in high school, right?
Man, I've come a long way. You know, Drake said it started from the bottom. I really started from the bottom, for real. Like, I was tiny.
I was 5'6" my freshman year, 5'8" my sophomore year, 5'10" my junior year. I'm thinking it's gonna happen.
May I rise?
Everybody would call him the Wisconsin Vince Carter. He going to play at North Carolina too, ironically enough. We play him for the first time. In the summer league, it'd be the city schools will play the private schools, the north side schools will play the south side schools, the west side schools will play the east side schools. So you'd be playing a lot of guys you wouldn't play during your season. Now, we seen his mixtapes, we know of him. But in the back of my mind, I'm competitive. This is Travis, or known as Last Place. This is BJ, otherwise known as Fourth Place. That red little mother right there is known as Second Place. I heard a whole lot of talking this year, not a whole lot of action. Hey man, losers sleeping outside.
Oh, that's out. What? Edge of the net. Oh, bro, that was still inside the edge of the net. Check the replay.
So we're going to play JP Tokedo, and I'm like, okay, he's a teenager, just like us. He can't score all their points, right? You start breaking these things down, even on a basketball level. That's what we're telling each other on our team. That's what our coach is telling us. We go 1, 2, 3, win. Go out to the half court. JP does the jump ball. And if you've seen when Steph did the jump ball against Wemby 7'5", Steph's like 6'2", 6'3". That's exactly what it looked like. Tips it back to the point guard. He circles back around to get the ball, and he runs their first play. We get in the zone, a 2-3 zone. He dribbles towards the middle. He spins between the entire defense. Through the entire defense. Raises up. Dunks it. Head shaking. First play of the game. You know the crowd goes crazy. Everybody's busting in there, losing it. And this is the only play ever where I was playing. I said, what the fuck was that? I've seen people do spin moves before. I'm sure you've done them before when you were playing. It was the fact of how quick it was. Quick as a guard, strong as the big man. And then he just added that. He had the extra. He scored 40. We played people that have scored 40 before. We had people on our team that scored 40 before. But with him, it felt like he could score 40 every game because he was just in another world. Like, he was in another stratosphere, literally. He was 6'6". So every time he shot, he didn't even see us, right? It wasn't like we even existed. We go through the line. We all go, good game, good game, good game, good game. We circle back. I start walking to the bench. I didn't even say it out loud, but it did cross my mind where I said, I'm not making an NBA. I knew that's an NBA player. Damn. Our coach didn't tell us we weren't going to make the NBA because he was trying to be an asshole. He was trying to be a hater. He was trying to poo-poo on our dreams. He was saying, I've seen a lot of good players. I've seen a lot of great players. My son, players that my son played, and they didn't make it. I'm not saying you're not going to be a good player, or none of you are going to be a good player, but I know how almost impossible it is to get on the other side of this cliff. Not going to make the NBA. That shattered everything I believed about the world. That if I work hard enough, it will happen. I doubt you're watching this video and this wasn't the case for you. The game ends for all of us at some point or another. As unreal as JP was, he didn't make it. I didn't make it. His son didn't make it. If you could go back in the past, knowing what you know, how far you've gotten, you walk through the door to your younger self and you say, look, you don't make it. Put your efforts into someplace else. Would you do that? Even if I saw my older self, would have looked and said, I'll create a different future. I'll make something else happen. The silver lining, my high school coach's son actually came back to the high school and he became the head coach of the varsity team. Just this past season, in his first year as the head coach, they won the state championship. And he led 2 of the kids to D1 scholarships.
The Cavaliers have just won the Division III state championship. St. Thomas More, their first championship in program history. The Cavaliers get it done on the biggest stage here at the Kohl Center, and it's time to celebrate with a gold ball.
Maybe the NBA isn't my thing. We all accept this at one point. But just because we didn't get what we wanted doesn't mean we didn't get what we needed. You may have not got to the destination you wanted, but along that journey, where you played in the rain, you played in the snow, you got up at 5 a.m., you did weights, you ran miles, you hung from a pull-up bar trying to grow, you gave everything to it. Amongst the crowd of the 8 billion people, you now know what you have. Is you have a fire within you that burns so much hotter and so much brighter than most people can ever even imagine having. So whatever's next will be yours. The game revealed the truth of yourself to you. And that's the beauty of it.